Hey everybody, let's take a look at our last type of sentences, and those would be compound sentences. Over the course of this little presentation, you will be able to name the two parts of a compound sentence. You will be able to name the coordinating conjunctions associated with the acronym FANBOYS. You will be able to correctly identify compound sentences, and you'll be able to correctly punctuate compound sentences. So the only two things you're going to need again are either a pen and pencil or a document in a separate tab. Again, not handing it in, but this is how you will know that you are ready to take the quiz. So when we are talking about compound sentences, I want you to think about it sort of like an equation, like 1 + 1 = 2. You've got one sentence plus one sentence equals 2, which is, sort of two sentences all in one. The important thing to remember is that this little plus sign here is a word, okay? And it's a very specific kind of word. We'll get to that in a second. What I did here is I took two simple sentences, my husband likes cake and I prefer pie, and I added them together using a little word, which is called a coordinating conjunction, and I turned them into one longer sentence. So instead of my husband likes cake, I prefer pie, I've got my husband likes cake, comma, but I prefer pie. When you're using a coordinating conjunction, the comma goes before the coordinating conjunction. So I put it before the word but here because the word but is my coordinating conjunction. Yes, I said but. So when I'm talking about coordinating conjunctions, there are those little words that connect two sentences. And you may be thinking like, well, we've talked about subordinating conjunctions. When I was talking about complex sentences, how am I going to remember the difference? There's an acronym, okay? And these are those words that make the little plus sign in the equation. There's an acronym called FANBOYS. You know what a fanboy is, but they also it stands for a bunch of words. We've got for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. All right, and if you look at the first letter, it spells out fanboys. So if you've got a little simple sentence in a bigger sentence and it's got one of these, that could be a pretty strong hint that you're looking at a compound sentence. All right, let's practice. Compound or not compound. For this one, you are going to number 1 through 5. And you're going to write either compound or not compound. You do not need to write out the sentences and then pause it whenever you need to give yourself time. Okay, I'm not going to slow down. I'm just going to zip right through. Use the pause button however your little heart desires. All right. Cycling is important to me and I don't have a bike. Compound or not compound? Borrowing that bike didn't seem so horrible at the time. Compound or not compound? My friends were all egging me on, so I grabbed it and sped away. Excuse me, compound or not compound? Looking back, that was a pretty bad idea. Compound or not compound? I made a mistake, but I don't plan to ever do anything like that again. Compound or not compound? All right, I'm going to switch over to the answers, so pause it if you still need time. How'd you do? The compound sentences were numbers 1, 3, and hidden under my funny looking face, 5. All right, 2 and 4 were not compound. There were no fanboys. So you notice here, cycling is important to me, comma, and I don't have a nice bike. My friends were all egging me on, comma, so I grabbed it and sped away. And then number 5, I made a mistake, comma, but I don't ever plan to do anything like that again. All right, let's practice again. What you're going to do for this one is you are going to number 1 through 5, and you're going to combine the sentences using the fanboys word in parentheses, okay? So this is an example. If I gave you, my brother is usually noisy, I couldn't hear a thing, and then I gave you the word but in parentheses, you'd say, okay, how do I use this word but to make this into one big sentence? All right, this is the answer I came up with. My brother is usually noisy, comma, but I couldn't hear a thing. All right, so the next 4 are going to be on your own. And I'm just going to give you 2 sentences and then a coordinating conjunction. I want you to focus on writing them correctly and punctuating them correctly. Make sure the comma goes in the right spot. All right? Again, I'm not going to pause in between. You pause because you're going to need time to write. Usually, quiet 4-year-olds mean trouble. This was no exception, using the word and. I was getting suspicious. I trudged upstairs to check on him. Use the word so to combine those into a compound sentence. What I saw shocked even me. I called for my dad. Use the word so. And then number 5, he had made such a horrible mess. He had such a sweet look on his face, and you can't see it, so let's move this. He had made such a horrible mess. He had such a sweet look on his face. Use the word yet. All right, pause it if you need more time, because you probably do. I'm going to move on to the answers. All right, here they are. Usually, quiet 4-year-olds mean trouble, comma, and this was no exception. I was getting suspicious, comma, so I trudged upstairs to check on him. What I saw shocked even me, comma, so I called for my dad. Sammy had made such a horrible mess, comma, yet he had such a sweet look on his face. All right, what I want you to do right now is think about how you did on the practice exercises, how confident you feel in your understanding of compound sentences and coordinated conjunctions, and then go ahead and take the quiz if you're ready, or talk to one of us, or to a classmate, or to someone else if you don't feel like you're ready yet. All right, you guys have a great day.